Hi friends, it's Julia. I am here with day number 3 for my December Layout a Day Christmas catch-up series, if you will. It's a long and laborious title that I have created for my Christmas catch-up. So this is a layout. It is a 1 photo sketch. I have my title selected, I have my paper selected, and of course I have my photo selected. So I have pulled in a couple of Felicity Jane papers. So I have this scrap and then I have this full sheet here. So from a different paper pack, I pulled in this one. I want to say this one was from Close to My Heart. So I pulled that in as well to give me a little bit of gold tone. And then I pulled this packet of scraps that I had with my Christmas papers. And this is all of my different collections that I've had over the course of years of Felicity Jane that I have scraps from. So this is where I am starting with, and I went ahead and I pulled in some additional scraps from Felicity Jane. Now this is one where you guys have seen this before. This is just how I keep my scraps, and I keep them by size. But there are some black pieces in here, there are some red pieces in here, there are some green pieces in here. I don't know what necessarily I'm going to pull, but there's any number of things in here that I might pull. And there's larger scraps in the middle in case I want to cut off any slivers from in here as well. So this is where I'm starting with these. If I can get what I need done with this or with any of these scraps from my previous 2 days worth of pages, then I will absolutely pull from there. If not, it's okay. I can always go into my stash. I have tons of border strips. I have tons of scraps, so it works for me. So some of the things that I have pulled in, I've pulled in a boatload of washi strips because you guys know me. Whenever there is a sketch that has tons of strips, and I'll tell you, these strips go all the way down. And so you can see here, that is the base of my layout, is border strips or scraps of paper. And when that happens, I tend to pull in a lot of washi scraps as well. So I pulled in some of the brighter, bolder colors to go with this background paper that has a conglomeration of colors in it. And I pulled in these 2 that are holographic. I don't think I've ever truly used those on a layout. I may have used them on a card, but not a layout. But let's see what I can create. I have pulled in to create my title. I have pulled in this smaller alphabet, and then I have pulled in this larger one. Now this one is a thickers, and I have multiple packs of this. I think I have 3 or 4 packs of it. So if I don't have everything that I need in here, I do have the other one to pull in from as well. So there's that. I have pulled in some word phrases. I have pulled in some flair. I have pulled in a doily. I have pulled in these leftover bits. They were border strips, 12-inch border strips, and I have slowly eaten away at them until this is all that I have left. 3 little pieces, but I love them too much to throw them, so yeah. Gonna see if I can add those in. I have this photo overlay from Daisy D's Elements, a collection of timeless memories. So this I plan to maybe put my photo over top of here and just leave the magical portion showing. I'm not certain yet. I pulled in this glassine bag to maybe back my photo with. Again, I'm not sure, so I have it in there. I have pulled in a couple ribbon strips to add as part of the background, and I have tons of ribbon, y'all, so I can pull any of that in. But these just so happen to be in this little bag that I have here with some leftover border strip stuff or leftover ribbon stuff, so I pulled those in. There's 2 little pieces there. I did pull in some holly leaves and bling to use as embellishment throughout the page. I pulled in these, what are they called? These are crepe paper Merry Days shaker stickers. Now this already has the glitter in it, if you will, and so you can shake them around. Not that once it's on a page they'll ever shake or shimmy again, but they might move around a little bit. And then finally I pulled in this piece from my stash of embellishments that I created this last summer. And so for this one, it's got several little pieces of ribbon on it. It's got the red, it's got the green, and this has that mercury glass, but in silver look. And that's okay. I'm going to make it work. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, fine too. So I pulled it in for one of those just-in cases. Now, I do have a conglomeration of supplies around me, and I will pull in anything else that I might need, or anything from my stash, actually, that I might need. I'll pull in just whatever. So we'll see. Give me a few minutes. Let me get all my paper situated and I will be back. Friends, I am done with layout number 3. Let me show you the products that I did not use. I did not use the holographic washi tapes, and I did not use these washi tapes, the stripes, the candies, or the Christmas gifts. I did not use the glassine bag. I did not use the shaker stickers. And so those will go back into my stash. As for these, I did pull out from the leftover bin a couple of these dotted pieces here, the border strips. The only other thing is I cut this down from this sheet of paper, but I didn't end up using it, and I fussy cut the green and red scallops from the leftover bits, but didn't end up using those. So those will go back into my stash as far as leftovers go. And as far as what I did use, now the strips that I did cut down, or the border strips that I had that I used, I did ink everything up with the Close to My Heart gray wool ink. I didn't want anything quite as stark as black, so the gray worked. These are bits and pieces of scraps that I did use. These are cutoffs from the background paper as well as the pink paper I did use. I used that to back one of the one photo. I had pulled this paper in to kind of offset between the diagonally striped gold paper and the dotted paper. So I pulled this one in to act as a border, if you will, like this. And so I just cut strips of paper along here, pasted them glued them down to a white background cardstock, and mitered the corners and call those done. And then I couldn't help myself. I did gut the gold stripe paper because it's too lovely not to, right? As far as washi tapes, these are ones that I did use. I used both those tiny ones, and then I used the tiny reindeer one as well. Enamel dots, I used the black and white, and then pulled in these, what are they called, jewels? Anywho, so those are the ones that I did use. I did use a flare. I had a piece along here that I used, or no, along here with the flower on it, and then some of the swirly bits. I did use a couple of the hollies, and I did use 3 words or 4 from here. And I did use both of these alphabets to create my title, and then my date I pulled from this alphabet here that had the numbers on it there. So here is the layout that I created. I followed along with my sketch pretty closely, so I love how this turned out overall. You can see in the background lots of paper there, but the black is only around the edge. I used all of those border strips except for that one little piece of border strip that I had inked and prepped, and then the washi tapes. You know, it's an Allison Davis, and she always has some stitching, and rather than stitch this time, I did use the washi tape. Now both of these tiny ones, the adhesive is gone for the most part, and has been since I purchased them. So I went ahead and used my glue. I used my art glitter clear adhesive to put a little strip down, and then went right over right over it with the tape. I used the acetate behind the photo, and it said magical, and so I added Good Magical Morning as my title. The little word strip, phrase strips are here, and then again here. The Christmas tree embellishment I put here right over the acetate piece, and then behind that I put the doily. So, and then the pink is behind the photo, and here's my flare here, those little bits of leftover bits here. My date is here, the enamel and the gemstones are here, here, and here. And I'm calling this one done, and I do, like all of mine, Well, not 100% all of mine, but for the most part, all of mine I love. And this is another one. This is layout number 3. I will be back tomorrow with another layout, and I will have close-ups of this one at the end of the video. So if you're interested, please feel free, stick around, and you can watch those. You can pause them wherever you want to see any close-ups if you want. Anyway, guys, if you're liking this series, I would love it if you would flip me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. Anyway, guys, I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.